Chelsea Football Club, you absolute geniuses. They have come up with a beautiful way to ensure that Romelu Lukaku leaves Chelsea Football Club next year, and I'm going to tell you how. Thiago Silva, well, he's in talks for another contract, not only with Chelsea, Saudi Arabia. I'm going to give you the scoop on that one. And finally, Disasi looks to be injured, Ian Maatsen gets a call up to the Holland squad, and Malo Gusto gets called up to the French squad. Let's get into it. Let's break this down. Welcome to the Kavkas View, bradoki. Today's video is going to be an interesting one. The international break is upon us, and a lot of you are just looking for content to fill the time of pondering when the next game's coming. So you've come to the Kavkas View, the best place because I've got you lot covered. First thing you need to do is hit that like button though, because it's the easiest way to support the channel. It's the easiest way to support me. Number two, subscribe because you're new, you're clearly enjoying this content, and if you're not new, thank you for coming back. And finally, this is a new setting, right? I need you lot to let me know which one's better, this one or my living room. One of the two. My girl kicked me out of the living room. She's like, enough is enough. I want to enjoy my evenings, and you're always recording. I said, Bratoki want the content. I gotta deliver the content. So you lot tell me, living room or here? It's your call. Let's get into it. Alright, let's get into it. Number one, Romelu Lukaku looks set to be leaving Chelsea next year. And the reason I say this is because Romelu Lukaku's saga at Chelsea has been absolutely stinky. Like, there is no way this could have been written any worse than it has been. He joined as a kid. It was his dream to join the club. He went on loan to West Brom, slapped it. Came back, went on loan to Everton, slapped it. After Everton, came back to Chelsea, misses a final penalty in the Super Cup, forces his way out to Everton once again, and guess what happens? He goes on a permanent move this time around. Comes back, goes to Manchester United, Inter Milan, recreates himself, comes back to prove that he is the king of Stamford Bridge. Within 6 months, he ruins it all, making an interview that has going to be a parody for the ages. Literally calling him Lautaro Martinez Lauti like it's his bae. It's literally absolutely a story that was written. Now, he's gone back on loan. Inter Milan wanted him. He said, okay, I'm back. Smashed it at Milan in the second half of the season. They were trying to get him on a permanent until they found out he was cheating on them with Juventus. Yes, you can't write this. Juventus said we're not bidding more money for you than Inter were paying. Chelsea didn't want to make a deal with Juventus because of the Vlahovic deal. It got really complicated. Now he's at Roma. What's going on at Roma? 7 goals in 7 appearances. This guy is absolutely smashing it. He even said in comments, Jose Mourinho understands me. He knows my family. He knows who I am. And he knows how to get the best out of me. And sometimes I think that's what Rom needs. He loved it. He loved it when Mourinho put his arm around him and told him he's amazing the first time at Manchester United. He loved it when Antonio Conte did the same thing. The reason it didn't work out Inter Milan the second time around because Inzaghi weren't doing it. Now Jose's put his arm around him like the way, you know, listening to that Drake album together. He's telling him, don't worry, man. We can go to the Bahamas together. What would Pluto do? Like, it's amazing. Jose and Lukaku in one place. It's match made in heaven, right? Jose gets the best out of number 9s. Romelu Lukaku is a monster in the Serie A division. It works, right? But how does this link to Chelsea? Chelsea Football Club agreed that Romelu Lukaku was going to take a pay cut, a massive one, before he left for Roma. Meaning, if he comes back, that pay cut remains. However, and this is the key, Fabrizio Romano confirms that not only did he take a pay cut, they inserted a little release clause in there. £37 million, no matter what kind of year Romelu Lukaku has, is there to be activated. And let me tell you something. Romelu Lukaku is going to continue smashing it at Roma. Like I said, Mourinho's track record with strikers, plus Romelu Lukaku's presence in that league equals goals. They're going to win the Europa League, in my opinion. They are going to have a very good season. They started off slow, but Romelu Lukaku individualistically is going to have amazing numbers. Someone's going to bid £37 million for him. They're going to take it off our hands, and it's just a ship that went sideways. I'm not going to lie to you. The more I think about it, I think Poch missed the trick here. I really do. I think Poch should have come in and said to the owners, look, the way we've got this squad built, Broja and Jackson, we need to put our arm around Romelu Lukaku for 1 year. Rom, I need you to stay. You're going to be my main man. Pay into his ego. Like, make him feel special. Because I guarantee you, Romelu Lukaku in this Chelsea team bangs goals. And we are desperate for goals. Results like Nottingham Forest and results like Bournemouth do not happen with Romelu Lukaku in this team. And the reason it doesn't happen is because he's a flat track bully. He gets multiple goals against those weak teams. And at the end of the season, his statistics look beautiful. And guess what? To get top 4, you need one of those strikers. Somebody that just bullies the little teams, but doesn't do fantastic against the big teams. That's the difference between a world-class striker and a good striker. And that's exactly what he is. That's my opinion. I want to hear. The next story is a very interesting one regarding Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva is a player that has really developed Chelsea to another level. Like, people thought it was a retirement home. People thought it was one last hurrah. Well, I think it's 3 or 4 years later, he's still here. Won a Champions League with us, won a Club World Cup, won a Super Cup, played under 4 managers, which is actually crazy. 4 or 5 managers in that time. Now he looks set to be offered another deal. Mauricio Pochettino loves his influence around the team. Chelsea believe his influence is integral for Chelsea to be successful. And more importantly, and I think this is the big one, Thiago wants to stay in London. His kids want to be in London. And what I found really interesting reading like a lot of biographies from former Brazilian players. When they come from Brazil to Europe and they live in Europe for a long period of time, when they eventually go back to Brazil, they're no longer enjoying the lifestyle as they did in the past. They actually prefer the lifestyle in Europe. Whether it's Italy, whether it's Spain, whether it's France, whether it's England, it's always different. So each to their own. Maybe Thiago Silva's family just really appreciates the way life is in London. Maybe they like it. Maybe they prefer the education. Maybe they're just comfortable. Like, I can't imagine it would be easy to relocate your family every time. Saudi Arabia are interested in him, but Chelsea apparently are going to offer him a new contract for 1 more year. And there is even a possible coaching role where he will be a player coach on the staff, which for me, I think is very interesting. It will be slowly phase him out of the team, which I think needs to happen, because whilst he's still very good, I do think we need to start putting some contingency plans for life after Thiago Silva. That's my personal opinion. I want to hear yours on that as well in the comments below. The final story is a very interesting one, and it needs to come down to Axel Disasi, and Disasi gets called up for the French squad after Upamecano gets injured, and Jules Koundé. So he gets called up to the French squad, and within hours of getting called up, there's an article coming out from Fabrice Hawkins, my guy from L'Equipe, love him. He comes out with Disasi's got a quadricep injury. Personally, I don't buy it. We didn't hear anything about this. Disasi was fully fit. He looked healthy as hell. All of a sudden, this player picks up an injury within minutes of getting called up into the French squad. I don't buy it. I think he's going to recuperate. He's going to stay with Chelsea. He's going to train. And we're going to try to get our season back on track, because we've got 3 victories, but we need to undo the poor work we did against the Bournemouths, Nottingham Forest, and West Hams of the world. If we can beat Arsenal and we can beat Brentford, we are going to be closer to where we belong. So that's the next goal, and Chelsea need to concentrate on that. That's my personal opinion. Disasi's out the squad. 2 players that are in the squad, and I actually think it will be very good for them to go, are Ian Maatsen, who is being called up to the Holland squad, and Malo Gusto. Both of them, the right back and the left back, have been actively called up to their national teams and are going to try to stake a claim for next year's Euros. For me, it's so important that Malo Gusto breaks into that French squad. At the moment, they've got a centre-back playing there, but what I think gives him a beautiful advantage is that Malo Gusto has basically got the defensive attributes of a centre-back. I think he could easily play right centre-back in a back 3, hence why he is so talented at playing right back defensively. Yes, he can bomb forward, but he's not the best at crossing. However, defensively, one-on-one, he can marshal any defense. That's for me. And Ian Maatsen, I think he can make that left-back spot for Holland his own. He literally just has to break into that team and display his comfort in possession, and more importantly, his ability to be versatile. Like, I think people take that for granted, and it's why Poch loves him as much as he does. But guys, this is the Kavkas View. I hope you lot enjoyed it. I hope you guys took the content in. Now I'm going to tell you guys 3 things to do. Number 1, hit that like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Number 2, subscribe, because you made it this far. Clearly you enjoyed what you watched. Number 3, in the pinned comment is my TikTok account. Over there I talk about all things football related. I think you lot will enjoy it. Today I'm going to be talking about Cole Palmer potentially being an £80 million player, and why I was very wrong about Declan Rice. And I need to give him a little apology. So if you want to go see that, you know where to go. But you can stay on the YouTube. I've got bare videos. Go check them out. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.